What's up, fam? Hope everybody is doing fantastic out there. Today we are taking a look at a really cool knife that has gotten a lot of attention here lately. We are taking a look at the Tacray Tiran, a really cool knife that has some pretty cool details about it. Now it is a not a cheap knife. It is a titanium and ZDP-189 DLC'd ZDP-189 blade. So looking at about $160 on this thing. But that DLC'd ZDP is running at 64 to 66 on the HRC scale. So a really hard steel. Now, if I remember correctly, it is a tool steel, so it's one I believe was made for drill bits, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember the brand that ZDP was made for, but really cool to see this done as a blade steel. And these guys are not the first to do it. The ZDP stuff has been around for a little while as far as being used for blades. And one of the sharpest knives I own is actually a ZDP knife. It was the sharpest knife I've ever had out of the box anyway. Thing is still absolutely insanely sharp. Even I've had it for well over a year now, and it's still just, I've not had to touch it up or anything. I don't even think I've, matter of fact, I don't even think I've ever stropped it. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this thing. So we're looking at a 3.5-inch blade. Now, I will say the specs on this knife are insane. So just be ready for this. 3.5-inch blade. It is 1.03 inches high, and the blade thickness here is super thin. 2.2 mil thick blade. So probably listed as a 2 mil thickness on your blade. Handle is 4.4 inches. It is 0.84 inches high. And then it's only 0.34 inches on your thickness here, and then with the pocket clip is 0.47. So less than half an inch thick with the pocket clip. Very nicely done. It is a super thin, super slicey blade. We are looking at 7.9 inches overall, so a full-size knife for sure. And your carry profile is only 1.12 inches, and that is measured right here at the highest spot. So that carry profile is thin, super thin. So you're talking carry profile of 0.34 inches and only just over 1 inch in height here in your carry profile. Really well done. And then the other crazy thing is titanium and everything, and it's 3.1 ounces for a 3.5-inch knife, a damn near 8-inch overall knife being only 3.1 ounces. So that $160 price point is really starting to make sense now, because it does take some great engineering, some great machining and everything, precise stuff to get to these specs and to be able to handle that kind of a blade. So let's go ahead and jump into our close-ups here really quickly. And you'll see there is all kinds of milling on this knife, so even stuff that you don't see out from the full picture. So you have coin edge rolling here on around the entire knife, pretty much. Anywhere where there's chamfering, you have that coin edging, and then right in here as well. Then you have milling all throughout the knife as well, a milled line that runs all the way through, and then we have some large milling there, and it does have a reversible pocket clip as well, a lanyard hole. So you see that pocket clip fills in from this side, and then you can also unscrew this and flip it around. So really well done there. I have zero complaints with how that is done. Open pillar construction. I guess you would say it does have a bit of a backspacer, if you want to call it that, kind of built in there with the pocket clip. And there's your Tacray branding. So, I mean, that's not bad. I don't mind that, but it could be a little better, honestly. It is a standard plunge lock knife, though, so just keep that in mind. Standard plunge lock there, so we can see that. I mean, not really, but, you know. You can see that a little bit better now. So not great lock depth, if I'm not going to, not lying there. Not great lock depth, but this is not a hard use knife in my opinion. So no real issues with that. Yeah, now we get into that blade, and that blade is a DLC blade, so it's going to show every fingerprint, every smudge, everything. And then it's going to be a polished DLC down here at the bottom, and then it fades into a matte DLC there at the top. Really cool on that, and you can see that that Sanmai kind of blade there as well. And this is a reverse Tonto. I don't know what else to call it. I mean, it looks like you got a reverse Tonto back and then a regular Tonto blade. Very interesting blade shape. Got a swedge there, a little bit of a poon. Yeah, just a insane blade shape. Coming here on this side, you just have the ZDP-189. Plunge grind isn't good at all. Honestly, you can see the plunge grind kind of goes into the edge termination, so you're going to instantly have a smile. I think, yeah, it's kind of already got one now. Sharpening is phenomenal on this thing. It is razor sharp. Just an absolute screaming edge on this thing. See if we can see. I doubt we're going to be able to see the edge on the tip. No, we're not going to be able to see the tip there. Let's see if we can see it. Like this. It's such a thin tip. I doubt we're going to be able to see anything. Yeah, it looks good from what I can tell there. I mean, it looks all right, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have a little bit of a weird grind here on the tip. Yeah, for some reason my camera is not focusing on this. Might be a lighting issue. Let's try bringing some lighting back in. Try to bring just a little more light into it. There we go. It gave us a little better. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, but it looks like the tip is definitely off ground just a little bit. So let's go ahead and zoom back out here. Now, knife overall, it's really good. I want to say surprisingly good, but I did handle the other Tacray, the super budget crossbar lock, really thin guy, and it was quite impressive. So this has that same kind of feel. It's really impressive, and it kind of shows what these guys are capable of doing. They're able to do a great job with this. I would like to see something other than a standard plunge lock here, but it's nice and fidgety. It's got decent detent. I wouldn't expect the lock strength to be great just by seeing how much of the lock goes into that plunge, how much of the plunge lock goes into the blade. So I wouldn't expect it to be a very strong lock, but again, it's not really something that I would be putting into any heavy-duty tasks or anything like that, just because, I mean, this thing is tiny. It's super thin. It's a full-size blade, but it's definitely more of a thin kind of gentleman's carry, it feels like. So let's go ahead and check out our hardware, which there isn't really much of any. I think it is T8. No, that is a T6, okay. So we got T6 here, which feels good. Let's see, get in behind there. We got a T6 there, and then we have a T8 on the pivot. That feels good, and then is that T6 or T8? That's a T8 on the thumb stud. So, yeah, I've got no issues with that. Everything looks good, and, you know, this is going, like I said, this is going to be a knife that's, it is a full-size blade, so it's going to compare favorably to everything that we've got here. It's going to be just a little bit larger than most of what we have on the table. Get that kind of squared up a little bit better. And we have our penguin and our pyrite. As per usual, we'll just run through all of these guys really quickly. And there is your penguin and then your pyrite. Let's go ahead and get these straightened out a little bit. Bring in our drop bear. Again, just going to be a little bit smaller. Bel Air. And then we have Malibu. Now this knife should be fairly close in length here. It's going to be just a little bit longer, PM2. But yeah, not terribly longer, but it is just a little bit on the longer side. And then lastly, we have the MSI, which again is just going to be absolutely dwarfing everything that we have on the table. So yeah, let me know what you guys think on this knife. I know this has been covered quite a lot from most of the channels. Big shout out to my buddy Pocket Theory, Suds over there. He's the one that loaned this knife over to me, so make sure you guys go check him out. I would have put an annotation at the beginning of the video. I forgot to say it at the beginning of the video, but make sure you guys go check out Pocket Theory. If you guys like my content and the bore fest that I put on, y'all will certainly love Suds over there at Pocket Theory. That man does a phenomenal job with his videos, and he puts his heart and soul into every single one of them. So again, make sure y'all go check him out. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember, be kind, be humble, and be EDC. Y'all take care.